What's going on, guys? It's your boy Nothing But Bass here. So, real quick, just want to say that my last couple of videos have just been kind of okay, kind of decent. I mean, I'm still trying to work on getting them better. If you guys have any advice to help me make those videos better, please feel free to leave a comment down below and give me some advice. So, the purpose of this video is I want to show you guys what I was running in the truck. I don't have the subs that I was running, I've already sold them, but the setup I had in the truck was just a little bit ghetto. The point in the truck was to go from show to show and show people that they can do a system for cheap that'll actually last a little bit. So, you guys saw my $30 sound system review. So what I have here is, oh wow, it's actually got paint on it from my truck. The vehicle that I had was a 1996 Ford F-150 single cab, and it was a manual shift. I love that truck. I hydroplaned the truck, so on my way home from fishing, and truck hydroplaned, and I wound up in a ditch. It totaled the truck. So now I've got everything out, and I can show you guys just exactly what I was using. I don't know where my aux cord is though. Oh, here it is. Alright, grab this here. This is part of my video. Alright, so what I have here is I've got a Road Thunder RT202. It is a 2-channel amplifier. It came with an internal fuse. I just used this fuse here. I did not install a fuse onto my power wire. Now, whenever I do my next vehicle, I will. My amp will be much bigger than this on the next vehicle. As you can see, this amp is literally the size of my hand. A little bit bigger. Not too much bigger. But I mean, it's a small amp. This particular one, here are the specs on this one here. Let's see if I can get this in focus real quick. Alright, so I was pushing to this right here. I was pushing the 200 watts to each speaker. Now, for my 200 watts, it was hammering. Alright, now this is where the fun part comes in. I was using these for wires. These are jumper cables. This is where the fun part came in. A lot of people that I've talked to can ask me cheap ways to do their wiring. Well, this would be it. Now, the non-cheap part about these is that is soldered on. That is soldered on. This one here was just pure solder because I ran out of the connectors, and the screw wound up going all the way through at one point in time. And that one is soldered on. There is a plus side and a downside to doing it like this. Plus side is they're both right there. You don't have to drill into your car in order to ground this thing off. You don't have to sand away any paint or any of that. The ground wire connects straight to the battery terminal. Now, the downside to this is now you've got this 5-6 feet of freaking thick cord now. Instead of having one single cord run underneath it, you've got 2 cords that are running side by side. Which it's alright. I mean, you can live with this. This is livable. This is doable. It worked great. It got me the power I needed. I was using 18 gauge wire from all my stuff. I was running this head unit, which this is my dual XD-M270. This was a really, really good head unit. Alright, this wasn't one of those Bluetooth ones. It's got my auxiliary input, it's got my USB. You could, with the USB, you can actually download everything onto a flash drive and plug it into that, which is really nice. The only problem with this is, whenever I drove at night, this thing blinded me. It was a bright blue. So, these are all my wire connectors, and I did not do these the cheap way either. I actually soldered each and every single one of them together. All of my wires have been soldered together. I was doing it right. And you guys can crimp them, and if you guys are gonna crimp them, I recommend using these if you guys are gonna crimp. That's actually what I have these for. These are heat shrink crimps. They're gonna be a little bit more durable than your normal crimps. This one right here was heat shrinked. This one here was my remote shutoff for my amp. But the only problem is you lose power whenever you crimp. So doing like in this one right here, how I have that, come on, focus on it. How I have that right there, how I have that soldered, that was the word, soldered on. That's going to be really good in the long run because I'm not draining power with that one. That one there's not losing any power, which is great. Now the other thing that a lot of people are saying are that they can't find anything with a removable faceplate, which I think is a little BS. This thing here was 80 bucks. Right? One, the ring around the outside here. Sorry about this horrible video job right now. Right. Here's the ring around the outside. There's my faceplate. Here's the rest of my amp. A lot of people have been, I've had a lot of people come up to me and tell me that their head units had been stolen, or their faceplates had been stolen. And whenever they went out to buy new ones, they couldn't find ones with removable faceplates so they could take them out of their car, which is completely wrong. You obviously don't, if you think that, you obviously have never looked at a head unit. You're having to buy factory in order to get something with a non-removable, or you're using a double den. If you're using something like this, it's got a removable faceplate. And heck, Walmart sells them. Now the other thing is, a lot of people have been asking about my RCA cables. Just so you guys know, they do make adapters, they make splitters for these, so you guys can run, I think it splits it off into two. You might be able to get them with more, but I know for a fact that you can split this off into two, so you can run 2 subs off of this one, and this big hole here, this is just for your antenna. And just like finger the thing up if you want. And this one here, this head unit also came with the spark plug on it. It's just normal 10. Now, the kicker for everybody is my auxiliary cord. My auxiliary cord is was the length of my truck whenever I had it. It stretches just about as far as you want it to stretch, which is phenomenal. Because whenever I am posted up at a show, I am not wanting to walk away from my car and leave some random person, I have no clue who they are, to charge my stuff. It's not happening. But I have been hearing a lot from people asking me about what is my next vehicle? What am I going to do next? Well, I'm going to do a Ford Ranger. My next vehicle's, I'm a real surprise for you guys. It's either going to be a Ford Ranger or a Toyota Tacoma or a Chevy S10. If it's 2-wheel drive, it's going to be pretty sweet. We're going to slam it if it's 2-wheel drive, and we're going to put 3 12s and a 15 in it, is what I've come to the conclusion of. But if it's 4-wheel drive, we're just going to probably do 2 12s and a 15, or 2 10s and a 15, because I'm thinking about using Sundown Audio this time because of their ability to reconstruct my cone if it ever gets damaged. I can completely replace the cone all by myself, and it would open up a new level of interest. But I am also looking into getting a Pathfinder. I have a teacher that knows I wrecked my truck that wants to sell me his Pathfinder for $700, and I'm thinking about doing it mainly because then I can jump straight into it, build a sweet box, throw 412s in that thing, and just rock it out like a big dog. And I'm half tempted to go ahead, do that, and then towards the end of my school year, go ahead and upgrade not only the battery, but I'm also thinking about upgrading my alternator in the vehicle, so I can go ahead and put that wall in that I've always wanted and jam hard, get some hair tricks going on in the vehicle, just make it a complete show vehicle. I'd be building a new box about every 2 months. I'd do a new box and I'd video it and show you guys the different ports, the different stages of the different levels of box complexity that you can do. I don't even know if I use that word right. Tried using a big word. But there are more complex boxes the further along you get, and I'd like to demonstrate with that vehicle what I can do. So if you guys have any certain vehicle you guys want me to take a look at, remember I'm a high school student, I'm broke. Leave a comment below of the vehicle that you guys want me to look at. It has to be a truck or an SUV. I have to be able to tow stuff with it. So go ahead, leave a comment below, tell me what y'all think, and don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and like always, give me ideas for the next video. I'd like to start hearing some input from some people about like, hey, you can do this differently in your videos. Your videos are too bland. Go ahead and give me something. I'm not too worried about you guys hurting my feelings, but so just go ahead and do it to it, guys. Give me some ideas. But yep, so that is the system. That's what we're working with, and I will see you guys next week. And next week I'm going to go over how to install, I'm hopefully going to be going over how to install a head unit. And the kid that bought all this is already sold. The kid's just going to give me the money. So I will see you guys next week and hopefully be doing the install in his car. And like I said, hit like, subscribe. We'll see you guys next week. You guys have a good one.